Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Noobs here with a brand new video for you guys today. Welcome to the channel as we continue to have some fun with Team of the Season. Started upload yesterday or Thursday. Friday wasn't really in the mood for gameplay, so I just did some menu grinding. But today, got some gameplay for you guys. So you're going to play with the top squad again, but this time we're changing things up to include the Prim Tots in the WSL Tots, obviously. So like I said before, it's freaking May. You know, time to have some fun. You know, don't stick with the same squad. You know, use some players. Like, I think it was an 8-foot account who said he's doing like TOTS tryouts. Basically, like he's seeing which TOTS cards are good enough to make his squad. So it's kind of the same thing here. We want to see which of these WSL cards are good enough to make the the main team, or even the sweat squad. So today's additions, we have Grace Clinton. I'm actually kind of happy they gave Grace a card, because I was going to do an Evo on Grace. But don't have to, because now she has a card. Now playing her as a box to box in 4-4-1-1. She has plus for half winger, poacher plus box plus everything else, either single plus or no pluses at all. She looks pretty freaking nice when it comes to her stats: 92 pace, 92 shooting, 88 passing, 92 dribbling, 82 defending, and 92 physical. We do have a powerhouse on her to get that passing higher and to get that defending higher. Those are the two things I felt like was the lowest on her that I kind of wanted to work with. Since we're playing her as a box to box, you don't need to increase her pace. Her shooting's fine. Again, box to box, dribbling fine, box to box, and physical also fine at box to box. So work when it comes to like this kind of situation, you work where they kind of shortcut her, which again is that defending and that passing. At the same time, working with Elizabeth Tierling. For those who are the annoying to y'all know, I did a video on her previous card, her Future Stars card, we put into an Evo. And it was a good card, so I'm expecting this card to also be pretty good. Her stats all look very, very nice. When it comes to which SBC that came out Friday was the best SBC, in my opinion, it was Elizabeth Tierling. I think Vardy looks cool, but like there's no passion for Vardy in my opinion, at least for me. If you're like a Leicester fan, and obviously, or if you're like into the Vardy party, but I think like just the better looking card, in my opinion, was Tierling. We got a lot of players to cover, so I'm not going to like go too much into detail on some of their stats. Just take a look at them, get the individual stats that matter, not the ones that don't matter. Like her free kick doesn't really matter. As in my review of her Future Stars card, this is one he just want to score with. This is one he trying to do anything else with other than just take a shot. Playstyles wise, lacking playstyles. Kind of the same thing I said about Mariko Toto, where it's like son of playstyles, 8 playstyles on a 94 card. It's kind of fucked up. And then we have Haynard, who I thought, when I saw the leaks for the cards, looked very, very good, and also looks very, very evolvable. I did use her before though. I used her in Rush, and every Rush game I played with her, she was absolutely insane. And it was, what was insane was her speed, her physical, and her passing was just freaking crazy. She could actually fit the new Evo that came out that I put Corbin Albert into. But I didn't put her into it because more of a passion guy. I'm not going to use this card that often. Whereas Corbin Albert's going to be in the American squad. But this is a very good card already. Like I just know it just from what I use in Rush. And just by looking at her, she just looks really, really good. And again, now we're at that point where 91s are going to be the main for Evos. So she's already Evo ready. Lissandro Martinez, we put him into a cosmetic Evo, get a Team of the Year look. But Butcher looks pretty solid. There's not really much to say. Because of his height, he can't get control lengthy. I think you got to be like 5'11" and get control lengthy, or any kind of lengthy for that matter. But stat wise, he looks good. I tried on him to increase his pace mostly, because the physical's already high, and defending was already good to begin with. But there's nothing wrong with getting that to 99. But the goal was more so to get the pace higher. He's only missing jockey when it comes to his play styles and roles wise. He can play, anywhere when it comes to DM, and anywhere when it comes to center back. Then we have our girl over here, Alyssa Thompson, who EA kind of, screwed over. They gave her Winger plus and White Picker plus, which aren't necessarily bad things to give her. But again, it's May. You want all your players to have pluses at all the key positions, which in this game, the key position for a midfielder, or midfielder, a left mid, and right wingers and left wingers is inside forward. So it has inside forward plus, and that's kind of, in my opinion, He could have gave her plus plus there and gave her, you know, a singular plus white playmaker. No one's going to use that role, so you're wasting plus plus on roles people aren't going to use. People aren't going to use white playmaker. The main star of the show is right here, Tola's choice. Didn't pack her. I bought her because even though everyone else is packing her nonstop, I can't pack her at all. So I went ahead and bought Tola's choice, who, you know, is going to be my go-to keeper probably for the remainder of the game, unless, you know, there's a footies version of her that's better. She's not the better than Casillas, statistically at least, but, you know, passion over meta. That's how my brain works. But playstyles wise, she has every playstyle other than far reach, which is weird that they didn't get her far reach. I think it would have been better to give her far reach than give her long ball. Their thing for tots has been giving keepers passing playstyles, just awkward. It does have cross claimer and deflector. You know, both of those are good, especially deflector. Crosses aren't as strong nowadays because of the heading nerf, so it's not a big deal to have that. I think they should have gave her, instead of cross claimer plus, they should have gave her footwork plus, or far reach, but footwork plus would have been very on point for her. Stat wise, she looks pretty solid, even though her speed's low. You can see in Footband what her actual like individual stats are. Her reactions aren't great, which is kind of annoying because, you know, her reaction, if you watch her IRL, her reactions are insane. So she should have better reflexes and better reactions. She's also have better, you know, handling and footwork. So in general, the card should be better. But EA doesn't base these cards on IRL performance. They base these cards of like a certain percentile of increase from their base card. But, you know, she is a little more unique than, say, Casillas, because even though her and Casillas are the same height, she gets controlled lengthy, while Casillas has controlled. So there's also that to go along with her. So let's get into rivals and see if the squad can cook. And yes, by the way, we did put a 4th place down on Pedri. Pedri now has ping pass plus. So yeah, so he now has ping pass plus to go along with that. That's a plus. That's 2 passing play styles, 1 dribbling play style, and then 1 shooting play style for our Pedri Evo. Goal from Kinner. We're struggling on defense. We're getting caught out of position a lot. Race. There we go from Kinner again. Nice and total choice. It's a good run from Grace. The irony. Got another Grace about to pop up. There we go, tie game. Let's go. Grace Clinton breaks the tie. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's a goal for Lissa. Game ends in a draw. Shouldn't have though. He literally he gets a goal. We can bounce back. Yearling. Should just took it to the left. Guy has the new Isak. He's just trying to like force the ball to him. I really gotta cut that passing lane off, my dude. Yeah, and Hoyle, like, gotta cut the passing lane. Is it because he doesn't have Anticipate Plus that he doesn't cut the freaking passing lane? to the tier one. Kaynard feels like she feels so quick. Someone who doesn't even have a lot of pace. Like her pace is like actually like fairly low. Oh my god. I didn't have the angle. I was going to go for a near post shot with Alyssa right there. I just didn't have the freaking angle. But her dribbling was really nice right there to get her into a position that she can make a shot right there. Go over Kaynard. Oh yeah, how about her name? Is it Kaynard? I think it's Kaynard, not Kaynard. Not on the pass, so trying to pass the freaking Pedri. Fuck man, this game. I love timing from Pedri. There we go. Go for Alyssa. Assist for Tierley. What a run from Grace Clinton. Why does it turn Hoylett, dude? Like, stop turning the players, EA. And he turns into contact, which doesn't make logical fucking sense. Sandra just saved the game right there. It's all sides. Nice Jim Tierley right there, but couldn't get the freaking shot off. Now for Pedri. Assist for Tierley. Look at him. He did all of that to try to beta fucking whatchamacallit. Fucking ratty losers, dude. Look at these touches, dude. Like, that happens because of a bad touch. He's gonna do it again. He's just trying to freaking get that. Like, he's just trying to get the freaking. Oh my god, dude. And this guy, like, likely thinks he's a good player. If you play this way, he's using this 4-2-1-3 because people think it got nerfed. It didn't. They didn't really nerf shit when it came to freaking 95 depth of 4-2-1-3. What they nerfed was like how the AI freaking behaves, and what the with the pressure. They didn't really nerf anything else. Let's go for Tierley. Gang A. Gang, dude. You win the ball, they were hollering, and the game's just like, yeah, whatever, bro. I would have took a finesse shot, but I didn't know if he wasn't the most keeper. Take it. He finally got one. He finally got a cutback goal. After trying the entire game to get a cutback goal, he got one. That's it. Like, you can defend against cutbacks all you want. At some point, one's gonna go in. just the nature of how cutbacks are. It's going to go in at some point. Look at him. Like, this is y'all community. This guy right here is y'all community. Defending cutback had to freaking like pretty much ignore the fact that this guy might take a fucking finesse shot. It's a tier 1 goal. Like you pull players out of position to try to like defend the thing he's spamming, and it's gonna leave you open for something else. That took so long, dude. Still get the goal with tier 1. Dude's fucking ass. Let's go for Alyssa. We just randomly lose the ball. Take it with Kenner. That Kenner was our freaking grace. We have too many blondes on the team. It was Kenner. He just messaged me and said I got lucky. Okay. Apparently it's lucky to win freaking 9-3. Apparently that's luck. A 9-3 win with the freaking top squad of mostly women. Warning you like the top tier freaking top cards. That's apparently lucky. You're just bad, guy. All right, outro time for this particular squad. What's about Tola Choice first? She made some good saves today, but I will say this: you do notice her lack of speed. You know, like and more so the reactions. Her reactions aren't great. Yeah, so she has 78 reactions, which I don't know. I feel like that's way more comparable to Schnezny than it is to like a Casillas. Like using her, if you ever use the Schnezny card, it's like using her. I do think she's kind of better when it comes to like certain saves that she get. Like she's better at getting like those and I feel like it's mostly because of deflector. She's better at getting like those deflector-esque saves than Schnezny is. And I think he does have deflector plus, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. I just looked. But she plays like him. And if you know me, you know I don't like that card. She plays like a better version of that card, but it's like only slightly. Like it's not a big change in how much better she is, but she is better, just very, very slightly. And that can lead to moments where if your defense isn't on point, she won't be able to like protect certain situations. Like, and it's not like a height thing. She's 6'1", she has control lengthy. It's not a height thing. It's just a speed and reactions thing. Against 70 reactions, you know, that's in the green, but it's not great. And this game doesn't give you like the necessary stuff to actually boost reactions. I feel like what you need to come up with chem styles with keepers that actually increases like, you know, their speed and increases their reactions. Like and at this, cause most people go with dive or just basic. Reason why dive, go with glove or basic. Reason is because it goes +4 everywhere from because basic. But in name of glove, you just get like you max out the diving, you max out the positioning. Her positioning is generally good, but it's just more so you notice the lack of speed. And I don't fault her for like when it comes to my keepers, unless you just outright, you know, just can't save shit, like Snezny just can't save shit for me. This is a video game and everyone has cracked cards, you know, so in most cases, it's going to be very, very hard for any keeper, whether it's Vandasar, Casillas, this card, whoever, to get certain saves or certain players take a shot. You know, keepers aren't broken. I've seen people like Zwayback say like keepers are too strong. They're not. If you can't score on today's keepers in this game, it's more so you having bad aim, more so than the keeper being too strong. Because a lot of these keepers, they can't stop shit. Because the players they're facing are just too freaking good. You know, like they're just too freaking good. We face, even when it comes to our opponents, we face Tierlin, we face Casillas, we face Vandasar. Do we have a game against Allison? I don't remember. And they got cooked by, you know, Tierlin and Canard. And I don't think Tierlin and Canard are like such great players to where, you know, they're just that much better than the keepers. It's just, this is a video game, and if you shoot at a certain angle, it's going in. Like for example, the shots that I allowed the most when it came to this card was when people will go to near posts and, you know, do a finesse shot to the far post, you know, and not like outside of the box, like inside the box. Like they'll It was more so people who were trying to like go for cutbacks. When they noticed they couldn't get the cutback off, they just do a finesse shot instead. So like it's like my choices were: do I defend that finesse shot or to defend a cutback? You know, you can't defend both. It's just not how this game works. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say she's an 8 out of 10 because of just the lack of speed. As for the Butcher, he has some moments, but there's moments where I just didn't notice his presence. You know, I always say this when it comes to like this game, when it comes to like how good a player is do you notice their presence? I don't, and you can call it or you can call it whatever you want. I don't notice his presence, and I think that's probably why. Because I allowed a lot of goals today. We won some games. We won two. We had a draw and we lost one. And that loss is why I took Harley out. We'll talk about that in a bit. But when it comes to Lissandro, you just don't notice he's there. Like he'll get stuff done. He'll do his job, but you don't feel like he's going to be the reason your defense is like doing very, very good. I think part of why my defense struggled today is because I had two left-footed, center backs in. You know, I was going to say that it might be time to like move on from Holland, but I don't think that's the case. I just think that, you know, having two left-footed center backs probably wasn't the greatest idea. And then at the same time with Lissandro, you know, this is someone who generally doesn't get anything other than controlled. And though I don't mind, you know, having controlled on, say, Irene Paredes, she performs better than he does because she has an extra inch, I would say, pause. And she just plays better in game. Like, you notice Irene Paredes is like model, you know? And the reason why I compare her to Irene, because they're both undersized center backs. Even when it came to when I was using Vanessa Gilles in the previous video for Tots, she had a presence. It was very noticeable when she was out there getting saves and getting freaking tackles. Not so much with Lissandro. Grace, I'll call her Tierling. Grace Clinton was phenomenal. This is a very, very good card today. I would say I kind of wish she had a cam role, because when you use this card, you're gonna be like, she kind of feels like a cam. You know, like that's what you're gonna notice when you use this card. She kind of feels like a cam, but you can't play cam. You know, and it's kind of annoying. Like, so it's like, at least they should have gave her like a playmaker plus. They gave her a singular plus, but again, as at the beginning of the video, you want pluses in those positions where they give you just one singular plus as Tots. You know, so it's like, she plays in a way that's good for box to box. She's a very, very good box to box. She makes great runs, and her defending is solid. But you still kind of you still feel like this is someone who should be playing as a cam or a playmaking midfielder more so than a box to box, especially because she doesn't have any defending play styles, and you kind of want defending play styles on your box to boxes right now. But she's good though. Same thing when it comes to Toler's Choice. I give her an 8 out of 10. This 8 out of 10 feels more positive than Toler's Choice, more so because, you know, for Toler's Choice, it's more disappointing that EA didn't give her more reactions, but it's still a good card. This is still a good card too, but it's more hopeful because they did everything right with this card other than give her, you know, not scoring play styles, defending play styles. Joanna, I said at the beginning of the video, she's good. In the later games, I did kind of notice her lack of speed, but she does feel quick. I feel like it's just a quick step. I feel like that quick step is what like makes it to where she feels very, very quick in that 91 agility. But like once you get like past once quick step wears off, and once that she's already into her full sprint, then she kind of like feels like she's slowing down. But it's a good card. She's, you know, you do notice that she needs more shooting. You do notice that she needs more pace. And I said at the beginning of the video, this is a card that's very, very Evo friendly. And I feel like if you're a Chelsea fan or building an all-women's team and you happen to like even just like Joanna, or you have a Switzerland team, you should have this card in your club just as a club stock in case the Evo comes out that makes her cracked. Even the current Evo that's out right now, I forgot what it was called, but it's one I'm putting Albert into. She fits that Evo and she looks good in that Evo, so consider that too. And then I know I'm gonna wrap this up because this is a long video. So Alyssa's really good. We didn't get a lot going with Alyssa today, more so because, you know, the way, if you watch the gameplay, everything seemed to kind of play through the right side attacking wise. We had a lot of chances with Tierlin, a lot of chances with Grace, a lot of chances with Pedri, a lot of chances with Joanna Kaynard. Not a lot of chances with Alyssa. You know, when she did have chances, she showed off that she has very, very good dribbling. She showed off that she actually has very good control with that 88 strength. And that press proven helps out too in that situation as well. Her shooting is low, which will make it her finisher. And well, with that finisher on her, she's in a situation where if you take a shot, it's going in net. You know, like you gotta the only hope your opponent has if they got VVD or Gabriel, who's gonna have like the auto blocks that just saves her ass. And then last but not least, Tierlin. So we're gonna want to end the video off on. Good card. Recommend doing it if you want a good striker in general. Same thing as like Katoto. You should do Katoto too if you want a good striker. They're both good cards. If you want to have some fun, if you're a United fan, definitely do it. You know, you can build a United squad. I have a United pass and presser squad. You want to know how that looks? I have Ronaldo flashback as a left winger, and this card's my striker. So, you know, and Jace is my right wing right now because I kind of like butchered my United squad to get Holy done. So, you know, there's some players who had to go, but for the most part, most of the team is still there. So that's it for me though. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Alyssa gets 9 out of 10 if you want to score for her. Kendrick gets a 7 out of 10 because I just want more from her, which is a good card though. Again, 7 is not bad. Remember, 5 is average, 6 is good, 7 is better than good, and so on and so on and so on. 9 out of 10 when it comes to Tierling. Biggest downside, she doesn't have Advanced 4++, but Poacher++ is also good, so nothing wrong there. I'll catch you guys next video. Being born between Archer, I'm out of here. Deuces.